Hello there everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Library News. I'm your friendly librarian, Mr. Eckert, and I've got a few updates for you this week. First off, I want to put out a reminder that next week is Banned Books Week. We'll be speaking out against censorship in a community-wide celebration, so we are still encouraging you to take part in this by sharing with us and with the community which banned or challenged books you've read that you really enjoyed, that you would recommend, and that you would hate to see taken off a shelf anywhere. And if you're interested in doing that, you can either find the Flipgrid and more information on our library website, or you can reach out to me or let your English or advisory teacher know that you're interested and they will pass the message along. Alright, next I want to talk seriously for a couple of minutes about some sad recent news, which you probably have heard by now, which is that we lost an American icon. I am talking, of course, about Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away this past weekend. So Justice Ginsburg was a very fierce and strong advocate for equal rights and equal treatment under the law. And to celebrate her life and work, I want to highlight a few stories of her and other trailblazers who were ahead of their time and who really broke the mold. You know, they went against the expectations of their society, they rose above what was expected of them, and they created new opportunities for our generation and the generations that follow us. I do, in the library, have a great biography of Ruth Bader Ginsburg called The Notorious RBG. It's actually checked out right now, but if you're interested, I can put you on the wait list to get it when it comes back, or you can check in with me in a week or so. In a week or two, but really she's got a fascinating life beyond, you know, her politics and her career. She was also known for her really strict exercise regimen. Even in her 80s, she was known to go on long hikes and mountain climbs and do pretty amazing physical feats that I would not attempt. So if you want to hear more about that, her fascinating story, definitely check that one out when it comes back. Now, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was only the second woman to serve on the Supreme Court. In fact, the court, which was established in 1789 and has had 114 justices over the years, only 4 of those have been women. And the first one was only appointed in 1981. And that person was Sandra Day O'Connor. So this is a book in her own words called The Majesty of the Law, Reflections of a Supreme Court Justice, and it's really cool. If you're a person who's interested in civics, law, history, the Constitution, how decisions are made, and what the impacts are, this is a really exciting read that I recommend. All right, now also we've got the beloved world of Sonia Sotomayor, who is currently still serving on the Supreme Court. Justice Sotomayor was only the 3rd woman to be appointed to the court, and she was the first Latina. In fact, the first person of Latinx or Hispanic descent at all to ever be appointed to the court, and that was in 2009. So this talks about her life growing up, a lot of the struggles that she had and had to overcome to receive this great honor. And as I said, she was only the first Latina appointed to the court. So going back to that number of 114 justices over the years, only 3 of them have been non-white. Justice Sotomayor, Clarence Thomas, Justice Thomas, who also still serves on the court. The first black man to ever be appointed to the Supreme Court was Thurgood Marshall in 1967. And so he was another very strong advocate for civil rights and equal rights, and was involved in many landmark decisions that have promoted equality and racial justice. So to learn more about him, we've got his biography, a couple of biographies on him in the fight for equal justice. Now, getting away from the court for a minute, we've also got Living History by Hillary Rodham Clinton, who was the first woman to win a nomination for president by a major party. She also earned more presidential votes than any other woman in history. In fact, technically winning the popular vote in 2016, although not becoming president. Another amazing trailblazer who I always look for opportunities to talk about is Malala. And this book is her own story in her own words. I Am Malala. We have a few books by her if you admire her as much as I do. In case you don't know, Malala was a strong advocate for education, especially equality in education, where she grew up in Pakistan under the rule of the Taliban. Girls were not allowed to go to school. She defied that order and went to school anyway and encouraged other girls to do the same. And she literally was shot in the head for standing up for education. She survived it, she's come back, and she still continues to be an advocate for great causes. All right, and then we've got a couple of books that are more general and cover a bunch of people. So the first one is a book we just got in, actually, brand new this month, is Changing the Equation, Black Women in STEM. So of course, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics has traditionally and continues to be a field that is dominated by white males. So this book takes a look at 50 women of color over the years who have made awesome, powerful contributions to STEM fields. And then we've also got She Takes a Stand, 16 fearless activists who have changed the world. So again, focusing on 16 women who stood up for some cause that we all benefit from today, when it comes to equality and justice. So check out their stories as well. This is just a quick sampling of what we have in the library. If you are as interested as I am in these trailblazers and how they had an incredible impact on the world and how they defied the odds to do that, come check out some of their stories here in the library. All right, and to wrap up today, I want to do a quick pitch on behalf of the Oliver Wolcott Library to check out their teen programming. So they're doing a monthly book club. Each month it is a different book that you can participate reading. They can get you a physical copy of the book or an ebook, and participating in discussions. And then each month, at the end of the month, it includes a virtual meet, like on Zoom, with the author of the book, which is pretty cool to be able to enjoy a book and then speak with the author at the end of it. So for the month of October, they're reading Radium Girls by Kate Moore. So definitely a book to check out, and more information about that to come. They're also looking to do in November a virtual Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So if you play D&D and that's something you might enjoy doing, please contact me or contact Trisha Moore at the Oliver Wolcott Library for more info. And I'll also put out there that we're looking for a DM to run those sessions. So if you have experience as a DM, we could certainly use your expertise. All right, thanks again as always for watching. I will see you next time on Library News. This is your friendly librarian saying peace out.